Well, welcome to the first episode of Millennial Movie News. I'm Eric Toombs, and this is a show we'll go through kind of recent news in the world of movies and hopefully give you a different kind of perspective. So we'll see how this goes. First episode, I'm here joined by Kyle Williams and Jake Schnurr.
Hi.
Hey. You guys, maybe you could say you aren't fully engraved into what's going on in movie news, but you obviously are movie fans and like to talk about it. But I think they can offer an interesting perspective.
I'm not ingrained in movies, but I have movies engraved into me physically. Yes.
There you go.
I do watch movies occasionally.
Well, that's a good start. Okay. Well, the first item of news that we should talk about is the box office from last weekend. The top 5 went down like this. The number 1 was the Divergent series, Insurgent. Number 2 was Cinderella. Number 3 was Liam Neeson's new movie, Run All Night. Number 4 was The Gunman with Sean Penn. And then number 5 was Kingsman, The Secret Service. So 5 things that point out to me in that is the Kingsman Secret Service has been out for 6 weeks and it's still in the top 5. It's made $115 million. And the Divergent series, still obviously, people still care about that. You saw the first Divergent series, or didn't you read the books or something?
I did read the books, yes.
Did you like the books?
They were pretty good, actually. It's like reading a movie, right? It's like cheap reading, basically.
Was it better than the Hunger Games?
No.
Did you see the first movie?
I did. I've seen the movie.
Are you planning on seeing the second one?
I am. I think the Divergent movie is better than the Hunger Games movies. I'll go that far. I think they're really well done.
Oh, really? So You're not surprised that it did pretty well on its opening weekend?
Correct.
Yeah. Have you seen any of those? Yeah.
I've seen a few Hunger Games.
Yeah.
I like the first one.
Do you like those like adult film?
That's considered an adult film,
or whatever.
Young
adult films, like movies like that, because there's like a bunch like with like the Maze Runner and stuff like that.
I've heard that's really good. I liked the Hunger Games. Like I thought it was like, oh, this is gonna be a young adult film.
Yeah,
but I liked it. But I mean, so is the Divergent series similar to that?
I personally haven't seen it because I'm not really interested in that kind of stuff. But I've heard it's not, like you said, it's not corny. Really.
No, I think it's. Well, I shouldn't say it's better than the Hunger Games. It's better in the fact that it's very true to the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't try to go like outside and do a bunch of other random stuff. Except for the adult film version of it is a little different. But we can talk about that on your adult film podcast.
Yeah, that's different. That's different time, different show.
Different mood.
Yeah. And then for Cinderella, actually, I've heard it's not that. I mean, obviously, we're not the demographic for that movie, but it's actually not that bad. And like Disney's trying to do a bunch of like remakes of like all their other animated classics and do live action. Like they did the Maleficent kind of with Angelina Jolie, and then did the Cinderella. They're going to do a Beauty and the Beast movie starring Emma Watson.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So.
Is that like a licensing thing? Like
No, well, just Disney's.
thing?
Disney's putting out the movies.
Okay.
So they're just revamping it and making them live action. But I've heard the Cinderella movie is actually not that bad, and it's making good. It's second week. It's made a total of already $120 million. So
who's in it?
Now nothing. No big. Like the girl, I don't know. It's not no one. Like there's no big star. I know the stepmother is. Oh, it's escaping me right now, but there's no really big,
big name stars.
Yeah, big name stars in
it.
But here, let me just look it up. Kate Blanchett is the stepmother in it. But yeah, and then there was that's just interesting to me because I didn't think that looked. I thought it was stupid. Cinderella movie. I mean, we see it all the time. So, but yeah, and then a little preview of what's going on this weekend. The animated film Home, which I haven't seen a lot of like commercials for or anything, so I was kind of surprised that it's actually doing pretty well. It's at like 54 million right now.
Oh wow!
Followed by Get Hard, is already at 34 million. Obviously, the weekend's not over, but that's actually pretty surprising because I've heard not really good things about Get Hard, but I think people will go out and see just because it's Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
he's got that following.
Yeah,
they both have huge followings.
And what was interesting to me, I thought, is that I think people are going to more see it because of Kevin Hart than probably Will Ferrell.
Yeah. Will Ferrell's on his way down, I think, but
yeah,
Kevin Hart is just getting to the peak of his like famousness.
Yes. I agree. Okay, so that's a little recap of the box office. So the first item of news is that Key and Peele, their sketch revolving around the substitute teacher, they did a couple, but it's a really famous sketch. I know you both have seen it, where he keeps calling each of the students like names wrong because he's from the inner city and like AA round and stuff like that, and that's gonna be turned into a full length feature. Do you think that's gonna be? I know it's really good in like a short skit form. Do you think it's gonna be funny as a full length movie?
It'll be interesting to see where they go with it, from turning it into a sketch to dragging it out into a film. Like, obviously you have to have some sort of plot. You can't just be like, oh, here's names wrong for the whole hour and a half.
Right. That's what I'm interested about. Like, do you think? I wonder. I think it depends on how they go about the movie, because I think if it's very light and you kind of know what it is, like, I don't know if I don't really want to care to dive into his backstory on who he is. I don't really care about that, because it's like a comedy. But I don't know. I'm really interested to see how they go about it. What do you think about it?
Well, Kyle made it so I don't want to see it anymore. I thought it was just going to be an hour and a half of them missing names,
mispronouncing names.
So now I'm not quite as excited, but I think it could be good. I mean, those guys are both really funny, right? And they've got some writing experience. Are they going to be involved in the writing of this too?
I think, yeah,
writing and producing.
And then the producers on their show are gonna write. I think their producers are from the Peele show are writing it.
Okay.
But obviously they're gonna have a big influence on probably the writing, the story, and everything.
I think people, especially in our generation, are going to make an effort to go out and see that.
Yeah.
So I think it'll make money regardless of it being good or bad.
Yeah.
Right.
And that they have that chemistry. They have it, whatever it is.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting because it's a sketch show. So it's like kind of like what SNL did with Wayne's World. It's like they're building a movie off of just a sketch.
Yeah, and that worked out.
In Wayne's World.
Right, but there's also really bad ones that, they came out of that as well. Like that Superstar movie or whatever, with the girl who did the art. And so there's some bad ones, but there's also some home runs. So I guess, it'll be interesting to see. Let's move on to the next point. A Mike Tyson biopic is going to be made, and it's going to be starring Jamie Foxx.
As Mike Tyson?
As Mike Tyson. And Martin Scorsese is going to direct the film, which I was kind of surprised about because I feel like every movie Martin Scorsese does is awesome. And I was like, that was kind of interesting to do a biopic about Mike Tyson. How do you feel about that?
Now, is Jamie Foxx just going to get, jacked for that?
Apparently.
I'm kind of excited to see jacked Jamie Foxx.
Because, Mike Tyson got a pretty interesting, he got arrested and stuff like that, and he's obviously mental. But he's also, when he was at the peak, he was the best boxer of all time. Yeah. So, I think this might be interesting, but it's curious to me that Martin Scorsese is doing it, and it's probably a legit script.
I think there's a movie night to be had that you go watch Mike Tyson and then go watch Ray afterwards.
See the difference? Oh my God, that boxer became blind. He's an amazing musician. How did that happen? That's funny.
I'm really excited to see the tattoo shot, have it be, but with 40 different camera angles because it's Scorsese, right? You're just gonna have boom, you're zoomed in on the face and the cheek, and he's bleeding everywhere. You're coming over to the other side, you got a camera swooping in over the top, and just a 20-minute tattoo scene is what I'm probably really excited.
So you're excited about the tattoo?
Yes.
I'm gonna probably disappoint you. I'm pretty sure they probably won't get to the tattoo part of his life, but you never know. I don't know.
What about the pet tiger?
Yeah, from The Hangover. Was that a true story?
I don't know. I kind of hope so. Maybe they'll bring The Hangover into it. It's just acting.
It's a crossover. Oh my! Watch out, Marvel.
Wait. So if they don't get to the tattoo part, will they make a sequel focusing on the tattoo?
Yeah, it's called Mike Tyson 2: The Tattoo.
It's spelled TATWO.
Or that band Tattoo is TATU with the apostrophe.
It's just
I am the Tigers. Martin Scorsese, if you're listening. Free to take any of those. Free to take any of those ideas.
Remember that Eye of the Tiger has to be playing the entire time while he's getting this tattoo on loop.
Except they just cheesily cut in Cheek of the Tiger.
Cheek of the Tiger.
Oh fuck! His tattoo's not a tiger.
Yeah. That's a whole mix up. Okay, well now I think we're gonna go watch a few new trailers that dropped recently. I think we're gonna watch 3. First one, the Mission Impossible 4 trailer just dropped with starring Tom Cruise, and then there was a new Entourage trailer for the new Entourage movie that's coming out, and then a new movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal. He's a boxer, actually gets jacked for it, called Southpaw, just dropped recently. So I think we'll watch those, and then we'll come back with our reaction.
Perfect.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, we just watched. Sorry, Mission Impossible 5. I think I said Mission Impossible 4 earlier. Mission Impossible 5 Rogue Nation trailer. What did you guys think?
So I just want to know if they're like Tom Cruise is not young anymore. Mm-hmm. So are they gonna like address his age, or is he just gonna be like, oh, he's the same age, but he looks?
Yeah, I think they just like my had the same kind of thought, but I just think they don't really care. They're just like, this guy's a badass, just deal with it. Like, okay. You know what I mean? But yeah, it seems like a very typical plot kind of thing, but I think it doesn't really matter because they kind of know what is. It's kind of like the Fast and Furious movies. Like, we know we're ridiculous, but we're just going to show you ridiculous stunts. But it's like legit, like that plane hanging off the side of the plane.
The plane's ridiculous. Well, it's got all the major things that you ask for. Tom Cruise shirtless running down a hallway, girls in bikinis, and Jack Donaghy.
I cannot picture Alec Baldwin as someone else besides Jack Donaghy.
No, I don't want to.
Even when he is in a movie like that, I'm going to be like, oh, Jack Donaghy's being a mad person right now.
Yeah. But, I mean, this definitely... You can say whatever you say about Tom Cruise, but he's a pretty badass. Like, after watching that Edge of Tomorrow movie, too, like...
That was a good movie.
He's badass. Like, he does really well in action movies.
But you know what? Someone ruined this for me was that you watch a Tom Cruise movie, and every single one, there's always slightly upward angled camera shots because he's so short.
Yeah.
And that's like always like, someone told me it's like written in his contract. I don't know if that's actually true, but like he never wants to like look shorter than everyone else around him.
Well, how are you going to look like a badass if you're like looking up to all the bad guys? Like, oh, I'll get you. I'm going to get you. I'll get you. You bad guy.
You're cute. Yeah. No, but I mean, those, like, did you see the Mission Impossible 4, the one before this, where he's like,
yes,
where he's hanging off the side of the Dubai Tower?
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. That scene was pretty nuts, but yeah, I think it's kind of, they just kind of know what they are and kind of just playing to that. But yeah, I don't know, how old is Tom Cruise? Tom Cruise is going to be like late 40s, right?
I was going to say early 50s, but I don't know. I'm glad they're bringing the masks back. That was my favorite part of the first ones.
Yeah.
Because like, I actually like was like scared that people would be like in masks in real life. I was like, is this a thing that's happening? Like, people are in masks.
Anytime you get to see someone's face literally get ripped off of them, I'm always for that.
Tom Cruise is 52. So
damn,
that's pretty crazy. All right, so the next trailer we're gonna watch. Well, so does that show make you want to see that movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you see it in theaters? Would you pay money, or would you kind of wait on demand to kind of see it?
I'm a bad person to ask for this because I rarely see movies in theaters.
But that makes you want to go see. That makes you want to see that movie.
I would rather see that in theaters than at home, just because that type of action movie makes you want to see it in a box office versus like on a small TV at home or something.
Also, and for anybody, if anyone's listening, you should check out the trailer too, so you kind of know what we're talking about. But okay, so the next movie we're going to watch, or next trailer we're going to watch, is the new Entourage trailer for the new movie that's coming out this year. Okay, so we just watched the Entourage trailer. I thought it was pretty funny. I thought it was exactly what I thought it was going to be. I like that Ari is going to be a studio head now. I thought that whole Ronda Rousey thing is kind of weird. Like, she looks like she actually had a pretty big role in this movie. But I thought it was exactly what he thought. They just like list off every cameo. But that's what the show was.
Right.
So you just like depend on cameos. But I thought it was pretty interesting. It actually had like a legitimate plot of Vinny trying to be a director, thinking that he could be a director even though he probably can't. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, it's pretty similar, I think. It reminded me of like when he wanted to do like that Queens Boulevard movie, right? Where he wanted to go like artsy. It's like he's always pushing something, and it helps keeps things fresh, right? Like they can't just be the standard like, oh, he's Aquaman and now he's like making all this money, and then it had to be something different. So I'm excited for it.
It's like the typical bored celebrity. Oh, I've done acting. It's time to go to directing.
So, since you haven't seen the show, did that make you want to see that movie?
Yeah, but I definitely want to watch the show first because I feel like it has background. Like you guys laughed at. Yeah, you guys laughed at the one guy who's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a baby," and I was like, "I don't know who that guy is."
Yeah, no, I got you. But I think, do you think it's, because the show ended and especially the show last season was pretty bad, like the last season, and it probably ended like, 4 or 5 years ago? Do you think it's too late to do a movie, or do you think it's not too late?
I don't think it's too late, just because from everyone that I know that watches the show, they're like super pumped about the show and how awesome it is, so have a movie, you'll have that following.
Right.
Why not play to that following?
I agree. I think that's... I think it's still good timing because people, it's so easy to watch this stuff online now, so like they could get a lot more streaming too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what revenue they get from that. Maybe they can have Warren Buffett help them out with that one.
Yeah, but I think it's funny that they highlighted all those cameos. I think the Liam Neeson flicking them off was pretty funny. But all right, cool. All right, we're gonna watch our last trailer. This is Jake Gyllenhaal's new movie called Southpaw, so we'll check that out. Alrighty, so Southpaw, which is Jake Gyllenhaal's new film. We just saw the trailer. He got jacked up for it. What did you guys think?
I thought it looked really good. Like, I'm not wanted to be like, oh, I'm gonna go see that,
Yeah.
but like that, like just the fact that he lost his wife,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden he's losing his kid. It's just very like compelling. You want him to win, like
It's a different kind of boxing story.
Yeah.
Than just like about the boxing.
yeah. It's not like, oh, he's a champion of the world because he's the best boxer.
Right.
He's has like a reason to win.
Yeah. And then speaking of the Rachel his wife, that was Rachel McAdams, which I thought it was interesting because she's a pretty big name actress, and then they show her like die in the trailer, so that means she's probably not in the movie very long.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that they might play her like in flashbacks probably or something like that. But I just thought that was kind of interesting. That, like, they show her die in the trailer, which I guess tells a story. But it's interesting that they cast Rachel McAdams with that role.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I bet you're right with the flashbacks because you have to make it more compelling. So
Right.
the more you
You
see the
believe
connection between them, then you're like, oh god, like
Yeah.
this is how much he's lost.
Yeah. What do you think, Jake?
I didn't expect it to be that sad. Oh my god, that was so depressing. And then 50 Cent popped up. Like it was
Yeah.
all over the place.
He's my
I was
boy.
not expecting that.
Yeah, that was very interesting. I did not know 50 Cent was in that movie, so I did not expect to see him there. But I wonder.
Isn't he like a big boxing fan though?
I think so.
I think he's like goes to a lot of fights
like
and stuff.
Mayweather and stuff like that. It looks like he's playing like his agent or something, or I don't even know what it was, but he seemed alright. I mean, he did that one movie, Get Rich or Die Trying, right? So he's
then they made a video game about it.
Oh, such a good game.
Yeah, he did really well in that game.
The soundtrack was all his music.
Yeah, he's like, I got an idea. Let's make a game about the movie I was in. Put me in the game, and then your music is all my sound, all my music.
It's very Kanye West of him, yeah.
But I'm hoping that this gets Jake Gyllenhaal an Oscar nom because I think he got robbed last year from Nightcrawler.
Oh, that was such an unbelievable.
He went from
performance.
Nightcrawler from losing like 30 pounds to that.
That's ridiculous.
Which is crazy. But yeah, I thought he got robbed from Nightcrawler. Was my favorite performance of the year. So I hope that he gets some love this year, which it looks like he could. But yeah, and then it's also the director of Training Day with Ethan Hawke and Denzel Washington, which is a really good movie. So I think it looks good. But all right, so now we're going to move on to the segment called How Much Do You Care? How much do you care? So as I kind of said before, Kyle and Jake aren't really, the biggest movie fans. So I just kind of want to gauge on things that I think is really interesting, but we'll see how much these people care about them. So the first one, this is kind of older news, but I just wanted to bring it up. Spider-Man is going to be joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So that means he's going to be in the same universe as the Avengers and all those characters. If you didn't know before, Spider-Man was owned by Sony, so they did they just did that reboot with Andrew Garfield, so they were like their own world. But now that after Sony got hacked and this Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie was terrible, and obviously Marvel's doing super, super well right now. The deal is that, for now at least, it's known that Spider-Man's going to show up in one Marvel movie, and then he's going to get his own standalone Marvel movie in 2017 or something like that. And then most likely he's going to pop up in the next Captain America movie. It's called Civil War because Tony Stark and Captain America are going to be against each other because there's going to be a whole government after. But the rumor is that after this new Avengers movie coming out this summer, that there's going to be a lot of people, governments are not going to be liking these superheroes running around, so they're going to do this registration act. So and then Iron Man and Captain America are being two different sides of that coin, and they're going to fight, and supposedly Spider-Man's going to be in that movie as well.
Damn.
So how much do you care that Spider-Man's going to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I'm kind of excited because isn't he in the Avengers?
Yeah, in the comic books he is in the Avengers, right?
Yeah, so does that allow him to be in the movies then?
Right. Well, as of right now, from what people know is that he's going to be in one Marvel movie, and then he's going to have his own standalone within the universe, and other Marvel like Thor or Black Widow could show up in a Spider-Man movie or whatever, but we don't really know past that. I'm assuming he's going to be probably in like the third Avengers movie, and then probably passed on to that. But yeah, yes.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, but yeah, because in the comic books, I think he is in the Avengers, but since he was owned by Sony, that
they couldn't do it.
He couldn't do it. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you care? Like 10 being that's like the best, that's awesome, or 1 being like I could give a shit.
I would say 6.
6?
Because I truthfully haven't seen a lot of like the superhero movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen like the main ones, but like I haven't seen a lot of the sequels.
Mm-hmm.
And just to have like I like the comic books. I don't really read them, but I like them. I've read a few,
mm-hmm.
and just to have Spider-Man be where he's supposed to be is going to be awesome.
Yeah, Jake, how much do you care?
I love all the superhero movies, so I'm pumped that Spider-Man, because I feel like most of the Spider-Man movies haven't been like up to par, in my opinion, and like you watch like the Avengers and all these other Marvel movies that are just so well done, and every single one is entertaining. I'm very excited about this, so I'll put it at an 8.
8, yeah. I would say like mine's about 10, but I think it's awesome because I think Sony's botched that. Amazing Spider-Man 2 was terrible. The Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire was terrible. But but they are going to have to reboot Spider-Man again, which might be kind of annoying for some people and might confuse some people. But I think you have to. You can't.
So you're going to be like shooting webs actually out of his wrist, or is he going to have the apparatus?
Yeah, well, like the thing they had in the Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield with like the thing they had in his arm, that's actually what in the comic books.
Book, right?
So I don't know what they're going to do. And I guess the rumor is that they're going to try to go really, really young, like he's in high school, like really young high school. So like he like he's kind of like the protege to the Avengers or whatever, like or something like that. But I don't know. I'm excited about it. That's all I can say. So the next thing, the Star Wars spin-off movies. So obviously there's gonna be a new trilogy coming out, starting with a new one coming this year, Episode 7. But they're in between. They're gonna happen every 2 years. So Episode 7 is gonna be this year. And then Episode 9 is going to be 2017, then Episode 8 is going to be in 2017, then Episode 9 is going to be in 2019. But in between those years, they're going to do spin-off movies that can take place. Doesn't really matter chronologically. No one knows the plot yet of it, but the first one is going to take place next year, and it's going to be called Star Wars Rogue One. So kind of like, just expanding the universe, whatever. So do you guys like the idea of having Star Wars spin-off movies that won't be part of like the main story? Or do you not care at all? I
think it's going to be awesome. I like the Star Wars universe is just so interesting, and just the fact that you can go and like it's the galaxy. Like there's so many different like species and
things you can explore.
Like I want to that like bar scene in one of the main like Star Wars. You see all those creatures like playing instruments. Yeah. I want to see some of those like stories. Right. Like, I don't even care if it's like an action-packed movie. I want to just see like
what's happening. Yeah. So let's go from 1 to 10. How much do you care about? Do you like it? 10 or?
Oh yeah, I'm probably like a 9.
Yeah.
Okay, so here it depends on how good the first movie is.
Like, the first Episode 7.
Yeah, and then I don't. So they're made by the same like the spin-off.
It's gonna be the same thing, but it's just like different characters. Like, and it might not be like like I think the rumor for the first spin-off movie was about how you were a big Star Wars fan, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Like when they explained about the Death Star plans getting stolen, that might be the spin-off movie where they show the Death Star plans getting stolen, but that's just a rumor. But so I think that would be like there might be a Boba Fett movie or like a early Han Solo movie or something like that. So like
Boba Fett movie would be awesome.
Yeah. So how do you feel about just the Star Wars spin-offs in general?
Well, I think I'm most excited for the spin-off that was leaked. It's going to be the Spinal Tap version of the Cantina Band. Yeah. I'm super pumped for that one. I think getting Harrison Ford to star in that was a great move. Yeah. I think it's going to be very well done. I think Key and Peele will be all geared up for it after their new movie release, so it's going to be perfect for them. It's great timing for everyone. But outside of that spin-off, there's not that much is known about that one yet, right? But I'm excited about it. I think it'll be cool. I think if they do like a Boba Fett one, I think everyone's gonna be like geared towards like their favorite like sort of offset characters, and then you never know, they could end up doing a spin-off with like a brand new character that no one really knows outside of the people who really like read those books and are really involved in that universe, and that could be like the spark that kind of reignites that whole series, right? Like it could bring a lot of other fans back, I think. So I'll give it a 7.
7. Okay. A very hard to get out of you 7.
A reluctant 7.
Yeah, a reluctant 7. Okay, yeah, I'm excited. But I mean, obviously, it's definitely how much more money can we make off this? After Disney bought Star Wars, like, let's just pump them up. But I think they're gonna be done well, so I don't think it really matters.
What about you? What's your ranking?
I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. So, like, I like them, I enjoy them, but I'm not, like, a ginormous Star Wars geek. So I'd probably say I'm more excited about, like, the main trilogy coming back. I would probably say I'm, like, a 7 or 8 or something like that.
What about the separate Spinal Tap spinoff of the Cantina Band?
Yeah, the Cantina Band. That's a 10.
That's a 10.
Yeah.
For sure.
The Family Guy. Play the same song. Same song, here we go. It's just the same song over and over again. Okay.
What were they titling that one again? I think it was called, oh shit, what was it? Wrinkly Aliens Come Back, Spinal Tap?
Yeah. Good. Okay, so final point in the How Much Do You Care segment.
How much do you care?
The Ring is getting a sequel called Rings. I think there already was a Ring sequel, but it was terrible.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But they're making like another one, and it's gonna be called Rings. And it was originally rumored that it was gonna be a prequel on how the tape came to be, but that's been negated, and it's actually gonna take place 13 years after the original Ring. So how much do you guys care about that?
2.
Yeah.
Care
less.
The movie Ring was good, but I felt like it ended in a good way.
Right.
Like, you can't just be like, oh, this tape is going to kill people forever. Here's another story of it killing people.
Are they going to do like DVDs now? Because no one uses VHS tapes anymore. Yeah. Jake, what do you think?
I'm a 1 probably.
Yeah.
When they lost the funding that they were getting from the government, because it was based on the Nuva Ring originally, so they were getting like PSA money for birth control rights, right? So then I was more excited about it, but once they dropped the Nuva Ring stuff and it's kind of just like straight actual like horror movie, I'm not excited about it.
I think it should be noted, believe about nothing that Jake says. I would believe 20% of what Jake says. But yeah, that is interesting. But yeah, I don't care. I don't really care.
I think if they did the prequel, that would have been cool. Like, I want to see how it started.
That would have been a much better idea.
Right.
Yeah.
But, here's another people dying.
Yeah.
And, is someone going to copy it to a DVD? Like you
right,
said,
who's going to transfer it?
Oh,
are you going to go to Kinko's and just hey, can you watch it? The guy that kills all the Kinko's people?
I have 7 days till I die, so I'm going to make this.
Walk around with a portable DVD player and just show it to people?
I don't know if Kinko's does that, but...
yeah,
I don't... mine's probably like a 2. I really don't care. I might... If I hear good things, then I might watch it on demand or something like that, but other than that, I really don't care. And I guess I just saw this the other day. I thought I noted the original girl, Ring Girl. I guess she's like our age, a little bit older than us, and she's like very good looking now, apparently, which is like really funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 'cause she's like the girl with like the hair in front of her face. I guess she's like
she moved the hair away from her face.
Yeah, I think I saw it on the Total Family or something. She's like, Ring Girl's hot now, whatever. But okay, so now we're gonna go to the final part of the show where we do top 10 list. We'll do a different one each time, and since Will Ferrell's new movie is coming out this weekend, Get Hard, I wanted to count down the top 10 Will Ferrell characters he's ever played in movies, and then kind of get what you guys think. If you agree, if you disagree, whatever you think. So number 10, I did Alan Gamble from The Other Guys. So I gotta first say this list was very hard to make, because if you go back and think about all of this character, like I'll just name things that got left off. Night at the Roxbury.
Oh.
Have you seen the movie Megamind? He does voice acting for Megamind. It was great. He's in the Lego Movie. That was taken. That didn't make the list, which was an amazing movie. So yeah, it was very tough. But so yeah, number 10 is Alan Gamble from The Other Guys. I know you're a big fan of that.
Oh yeah, huge fan.
Do you think that's too low, or do you know?
That's tough. I got to hear the whole list,
Yeah.
I think, and then. But
Okay,
I mean,
how about I run through the list and then we can discuss it. So number 10, Alan Gamble from The Other Guys. Number 9, Mugatu from Zoolander. Number 8, Chaz Michaels from Blades of Glory. Number 7, Chaz Reinhold, so 2 Chazes from Wedding Crashers, his cameo in Wedding Crashers. Number 6, Jackie Moon. Obviously from
Semi-Pro.
Yeah, and number 5, Buddy the Elf from Elf.
Great.
Number 4, Brendan Huff from Step Brothers. Brendan Huff. Number 3, Ricky Bobby.
Yes.
Talladega Nights. Number 2, Frank the Tank from Old School. And number 1, obviously Ron Burgundy from Anchorman. So here's, you guys can take a list. I don't know what you guys.
So my initial reaction is Elf is too high.
Yeah,
that's my initial reaction.
I disagree with that.
I think the character in the other guys is too low now, just based on that list. Just because.
Now, are you thinking about the movie? You got to think about the character.
No, the characters. I mean, when that whole "Gators bitches better be wearing shimmies," that whole scene is like one of the most iconic Will Ferrell scenes for me.
So you would have Alan Gamble higher.
Yes, I would have him higher, and I would put Buddy the Elf lower.
I have to disagree with the Buddy the Elf, just because he is definitely one of my favorite. Like, just his energy.
Yeah.
Like, when he goes in the elevator and just presses all the buttons.
It's like a Christmas tree.
That is, like, my favorite part of any movie.
I think Will Ferrell's perfect for that role. That was, like, one of his first movies, too. But, yeah.
Ricky Bobby, I actually recently rewatched that, and I forgot how great that character is. That whole scene where they're sitting around the... like with like the KFC buckets and like all the different food, your infant tiny baby Jesus with your like, and then
like that's mostly improv. That is
I know that's crazy. Like I feel like most of his movies, like all those scenes are like improvs.
Oh yeah,
but I mean you can just tell from that list like how many good movies he's been in and characters he's done. Like I've rewatched Semi Pro recently, Jackie Moon at number 6.
Oh,
that's so good, funny. He's like, "Do not panic, there's a bear! Hurry, everybody, panic!" So good.
The Chaz Michaels one too. I haven't seen that movie in a while, but that's a very underrated.
Yeah, the line he's
performance
like
by him.
when he's like when John Heder was like, "Is the fire really necessary?" And Will Ferrell goes, "Ask them." But obviously, I don't think there was any discussion that Ron Burgundy needed to be
number one.
No.
Oh my! I mean, that to me that's my favorite comedy of all time.
Yeah,
I mean, I've watched that movie over and over and over again, and it never gets old.
Have you guys seen the second one?
Yes.
Yeah, we saw the second one.
Is it good?
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. There's some really, really great lines in it.
The story's terrible, though.
But yeah, it's nowhere near the first Anchorman.
No.
Okay.
But I'd say it's still worth watching.
It's interesting because it actually has a pretty high rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I'll look it up, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely. I think Brick was probably the best part in the second movie, but. There's a whole weird thing where he's like blind and he goes in a lighthouse and it just like makes no sense. Yeah. And it's like really weird. And like I just feel like they like and then he was like there was just too much stuff going on that like it didn't really pan out. But I think it just had so much hype that it's just so hard to like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, but if you think about it, the first one is also way out there. Like
right.
They have a gang fight outside of a news studio.
Right.
Oh, they take that gang fight idea and take it way, way farther in the second one.
Yeah.
Oh my, it's like 10 times that.
Yeah, it's like super, like a bunch of cameos and stuff like that, like Will Smith and stuff like that.
Yes.
I will say my favorite thing that they brought back though is, you know, how they, instead of like the cologne collection, like with the Black Panther, they did it with condoms.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, it's a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, and it kind of makes me think, we're talking about Anchorman 2, that they're going to be doing another Zoolander. Zoolander 2 is coming out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, so that probably should have been in the news.
Yeah, didn't they show up at
they announced it in Paris. Like, they were at a fashion show. They came out as, Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller came out as Derek Zoolander.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And that's how they announced it. So pretty funny. But yeah, and I think Will Ferrell's returning as Mugatu.
That's great.
For that one.
That's such a great character.
Now, do you think, like... That's like one of those like Dumb and Dumber 2, Anchorman 2, like those like cult movies that like that sprung on these sequels, but they never really do that. They never really like do that well.
It's so hard because people
Right.
have that following that is like, this is the best movie ever, and then it's like
Right.
the second movie you're like, yeah, oh cool, I like the first one.
Right. Yeah. But yeah. So I mean, it's pretty impressive when you look at Will Ferrell's like. I mean, he hasn't done like lately. I mean, he's been kind of like you said, kind of on the downswing. But I think he just needs like he'll forever be one of my favorite actors of all time. But yeah, and Frank the Tank at number 2.
I was just looking at that name, and every time I smile when I think of him streaking down the road. We're streaking. What are you doing?
Yeah.
We're all streaking.
Who's streaking?
Who's streaking?
It's the Snoop. But yeah, and it's not even that big of a. He's not even the main character in the movie. But that's what I kind of feel like Will Ferrell, besides Anchorman, does like the best when he's not the main character. Like the Chaz Reinhold in Wedding Crashers, it's like one of my favorite scenes of all. When idiot, Mom, the meatloaf, like it's so good. But yeah, Buddy Elf, you rewatch it, that character is so funny. I agree with you.
Yeah, just super energetic, just so positive about even like the worst things.
Right. Yeah. Well, good, nice. Well, I think that'll probably do it for this first episode. Hopefully, it wasn't too terrible to listen to. But thank you for everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time. Is their team signing off?